Hi, boys and girls. My name is Little Red Reading Hood, and I just came from my grandmother's house deep in the forest, past the friendly wolf, to come and have a story time with you. So, it is story time. It is story time. Come around and sit down when your ears are ready and your hands are steady. We will start the best part. Wow, it's been so long since I've seen you. I am so happy that you have joined me today for our very special story time. It's a little different than the average story time because today we're going to talk about germs. Oh boy. So let's start with this. Did you know that your bodies are working hard every single day, pumping blood and oxygen throughout your whole body, digesting food, sending signals from your brains and your nerves, and well, just much, much more. But sometimes there are these teeny tiny little germs that get into your bodies, kind of like invaders invading your body. And those germs can make you sick. These germs we're going to call bad germs. Now, the bad germs, if you have them, that make your body sick, they can actually give you a headache. They could give you an earache. They could give you a cold. They could also actually give you a sore throat, a fever, and the worst of all, they can even make you throw up. Now, the problem with these bad germs is that they're so teeny tiny that you really can't see them. They're almost invisible. But you could see them if you had this, a microscope. Who here has a microscope? Well, a couple of you do, I see. But how many of you take a microscope everywhere you go? Nobody does that, right? So if we know where these bad germs like to hide, then we know what we need to do. So are you ready, boys and girls? Are you ready to become a Germbuster today? I sure hope so, because even though it's hard work, it's actually a lot of fun. All right, I'll be right back. So I'm ready now. I got my Germbuster hat. I'm ready to fight those bad germs. So if we know where these bad germs hide, then we know what we need to do. Are you ready? So these germs can hide everywhere. And they like to hide in places or on things that you use every day. For example, crayons. Okay, you can find them on crayons. You know, you're sharing them with your friends, which is a good thing, but then you're also sharing germs. You can find them on the keyboard for your computer. Okay? Imagine everyone that types on those keyboards. You can find them on a doorknob. How many times do you grab your doorknob to open the door? Right? And then imagine all the other people that do that as well. You can also find these bad germs on toys. I know, those innocent toys. Germs can be found on there too. Who here has a pet at home? I do. I have a dog. You have a cat? You have a hamster. Anyone a rabbit? Okay, so those bad germs can hide on your pets too. I know, bummer, right? And who likes to go to the playground to play? All those bad germs can be found at the playground as well. And lastly, there are a ton of germs in the bathroom. Okay, a ton of them. So now we know where the germs are. What happens when we touch all those things I just showed you? Where do those bad germs end up? That's right, they end up on your hands. Here, I have a little experiment to show you right now. Let's pretend I have a cold. I have a really, really bad cold, and I need to sneeze. So I want you to watch this, okay? Achoo! Did you just see all those cold germs where they went? They went out into the air and then fell on everything that's here in front of me. Okay, now someone else can come and touch it, and then those bad germs, those cold germs, might make that person sick. So what is a better way to sneeze? Anyone know? Yeah? Okay, so let's see you right, the elbow pocket. So instead of sneezing on your hands, where you will go ahead and touch all those things, right? See how wet my hand is? You're going to sneeze into your sneeze pocket. Are you ready? Let's see if this time you see any of this sneeze spray go everywhere. Ready? Did anything get out? It did not. You can do the same thing for a cough. Another thing that I like to do is when I sneeze or cough, sometimes I just sneeze or cough down my shirt, because that way it traps all those cold germs or bad germs in there, so I don't share them with anyone else. This is a time where you don't need to share. Okay? All right, so now that we know where these bad germs can hide or where they can end up, and when we touch them, they end up on our hands, right? So how do we get rid of these bad germs? You wash your hands. That is right. You do wash your hands, but you need to wash your hands the Germbuster way. So are you ready? Turn on your imaginations, please. Everyone, that means you too. Okay, so let's turn on the water. Shh. You want to wet your hands first. Get them all wet. That's right. Now turn off the water because we don't like to waste. Now you're going to put soap into your hands, and then you're going to rub the inside of your hands, the outside of your hands. That's right. In between your fingers, your nails, and your wrists. Okay. Then turn the water back on. Shh. Rinse all the soap off. Turn the water off, and then dry your hands completely. Now, do you know why you have to dry your hands completely? Because germs like wet areas and germs like warm areas. So your body is warm and your hands were wet from washing them. So you need to make sure to dry those hands completely and then throw that paper towel into the garbage can. Okay? All right. So I'm going to show you just how well washing your hands the Germbuster way can work. I'm going to show you something really very interesting. I'm going to show you where germs are hiding on your hands. So I'm going to use a special cream, and it's going to be dark so you can see the cream. All right, so that way you can see exactly where those sneaky little bad germs like to hide. Okay, I am back. Now I have this special cream and this special light to show you exactly where those germs are hiding. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. So here's my hand with a special light above it. Now look at my fingertips, look at my nails. The germs are hiding in there, and a lot of times we forget to wash our nails, and then look at in between my fingers, all those germs, and I don't know if you can see it, but my wrists as well. And then all those little cracks or lines in my hands, germs are hiding there too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take a little break here and go wash my hands the Germbuster way, and let's see if I was able to get rid of all the germs. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I forgot to dry my hands. That's not good. So I'm going to have to dry my hands completely. Right? The wrists and between your fingers, fingertips, individual fingers. Make sure they are completely dry. Let's see here. better, right? All right, I'm going to go turn off the light again and put that special germ finding light on and see if I got rid of the germs. Be right back. I'm back. Okay, let's see if I did a good job. So here's my hand, and let's see the light. Okay, I don't see anything. Oh, maybe a little bit on under my nail and my pinky. Okay, that looks good. Oh, see, there's a little bit on my arm. And oh, a little bit on the tips of my fingers. So, okay, so I did get the majority of the bad germs, but I could have done a little bit better of a job washing my hands the Germbuster way. So I'm going to give you a tip when I come back. So the tip that I wanted to share with you, actually there's two. Number one is if you still have germs, which you saw that I did have germs under my pinky nail, it's a good idea to have one of these nail brushes at home. So when you wash your hands, you can also take your brush and wash underneath your nails. You could cut your nails a little shorter so you won't trap so many bad germs in there. Use a toothbrush. Just soak your hands in warm water for a little bit. But this brush does an amazing job. And wash your hands the Germbuster way, but for a little longer of a time. So let's try that again. Everyone, turn the water on. Shh. Wet your hands. Turn the water off. Put soap onto your hands, and you're going to wash the tops of your hands, the bottoms, in between your fingers, your fingertips, and your wrists, and you're going to do it for the entire ABC song. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Now, turn the water back on. Rinse the soap off. Turn the water off. Get a paper towel and dry your hands completely, right? We know what happens. And then throw the paper towel away. So incorporate those two tips and you will be practically germ-free, especially before you eat. Wash those hands. All right, I think it's time to share the book with you. That it's kind of a silly book, but it's all about germs. Let's see here. Where is my red bag? Ta-da! I have a red bag, a red bag, a red bag. I have a red bag with a book. And the title of this book is Those Mean, Nasty, Dirty, Downright Disgusting, but Invisible Germs. Okay, written by Judith Ann Rice and illustrated by Reed Merrill. Here we go. Let's see here. Aha. This is Rosa. She is 5 years old. And one day when she was at school, painting the most beautiful rainbow, a mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting, but invisible germ got on her hand. The kind of germ that can give you an earache. And if you could see it, it may look like this. That looks nasty. The next germ came along while Rosa was building a space station with wooden blocks. It was a mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting, but invisible germ. The kind of germ that can give you a headache. Ouch. Oof. And if you could see it, it may look like this. That looks funny. Now, while Rosa was reading the most interesting story, a mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting, but invisible germ got on her hands. The kind of germ that can give you a sore throat. Ugh. And if you could see it, it may look like, that looks scary, like this. Yikes. Next, Rosa was pretending to be all grown up when a mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting but invisible germ got on her hand. The kind of germ that can give you a temperature. And if you could see it, it may look like, what do you think it's going to look like? See, temperature means like when you have a temperature, you're hot, you're warm. Any clues? Any ideas? Ta-da! It may look like this. Kind of looks like the sun, right? Because the sun is hot. And your body is hot when you have a fever. Then, last but not least, the worst, most horrible, mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting, but invisible germ of all got on her hand while she was driving her truck to Alaska. It's the kind of germ that makes you throw up. And if you could see it, it may look like, I can't even show you this. This is disgusting. I think I'm going to skip the page. Okay, let's go. Let's go to another page. You want to see it? Are you sure? It's scary. Okay, all right. Here it is. Oh, doesn't that look horrible? Oh my goodness. Now Rosa's hands were covered with mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting, but invisible germs. Thank goodness that Rosa knows what all of us need to know, how to get rid of germs. You guys know how to do that too, don't you? Okay, don't tell her. Don't say anything. So before lunch, Rosa washed her hands with lots of soap and water. She couldn't hear them, but while she rubbed and scrubbed and rinsed and rubbed, yikes! Screamed the germ that can give you an earache as it went swirling, whirling down the drain. Foiled again, shouted the germ that can give you a headache as it went swirling, whirling down the drain. Wahoo! Cried the germ that gives you a sore throat as it went whirling, swirling, whirling down the drain. Oh no! Steamed the germ that can give you a fever as it went swirling, whirling down the drain. Now, do you think that was the end of all those horrible germs? Oh no. There was one germ left behind. The meanest, nastiest, dirtiest, downright disgustingest, but most invisiblest germ of all. The germ that can make you throw up. Yuck. It was hiding on the palm of Rosa's hand. Do you see that? She washed her hands and that bad germ is still there. Why do you think? You're almost a Germbuster. Why do you think? That's right. Because her hands are still wet. She didn't do a very good job of drying them. Germs like wet places. We know that. And Rosa's hands were wet from washing. Germs also like warm places. And our bodies are always warm. But being the wonderfully intelligent child that Rosa is, she knew all about what germs like. So she carefully dried her hands, and she couldn't hear it. But the germ that makes you throw up said, "I'll be back," as Rosa threw it into the waste paper basket. Then Rosa picked up her peanut butter and banana sandwich with her clean, germ-free hands, took a bite, and said, "Simply delicious." And even though she knew that all those mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting but invisible germs would be back, Rosa felt safe and happy because she knew what you need to know. Hand washing gets rid of germs. The end. Well, congratulations. You have all become Germbusters. Way to go. So I hope from this point forward, you wash your hands before you eat or before you touch your face, and you wash it the Germbuster way. And for how long? Yes, for the length of the ABC song. Now, soap and water are the very best way to get rid of germs. But sometimes you might be in an area that you don't have soap and water. So maybe your adult can carry some hand sanitizer just in case you want to eat something and there's no soap and water around. All right, boys and girls, it is time for me to go back to my grandmother's house deep in the forest. So for now, it's goodbye, goodbye, everyone. I sure hope you had some fun. Tomorrow is another day. You will laugh, sing, and play. Goodbye, goodbye, everyone. I sure hope you had some fun. See you later, alligators, and a while, crocodiles. See you soon, raccoons.